Welcome to the Udefine Wellness Business Plan for 2022. This is a video report for Healers of the World on our plan for growth for both today and the future. I'm Denise O'Malley, the founder of Udefine Wellness, and I invite you to come and explore what our plans are for this next year. Let me start by getting your attention. $2,745,000. This is the 2022 projected income goal payable to Udefine Wellness network providers when this plan comes to fruition. Now, I'm going to forewarn you that this is a little bit in depth. So if you want to earn part of that number that we shared, I'm going to invite you to pause this video and go get your favorite beverage and settle in to discover what we have in store for health and wellness professionals in 2022. Let's start by refreshing your memory on what Udefine Wellness is. We are a healthy living benefit plan for companies and are classified as a workplace wellness program. Our mission is to deliver wellness education and personal services to employees of our client companies through our worldwide network of independent health and wellness professionals. Now, I want to answer a few questions at the very beginning. And let's start off with, why are wellness programs at the workplace important? Well, that's where the employees spend half of their awake time, and they're not getting good education anywhere else. In fact, in a 2017 study, 66% of employees said that they are looking to their employer for support and help in making healthy living choices. And as a health and wellness professional, why should it matter to you? Well, because there's a massive amount of dollars being spent by employers on their employees for wellness. Individuals who could become your client if you played in this market. In 2020, the market was estimated at $56.7 billion, and it anticipates growing in the next 4 years to $87.3 billion. And 81% of large companies out there currently have some sort of a workplace wellness program. 53% of small companies, that's the majority of businesses out there. The businesses that have between 3 and 200 employees, 53% of those companies have a wellness program. But you know what? On both of these, most are not working. What do we mean by that? There's another study that showed that only 24% of employees at the workplace are actually participating in wellness programs currently offered by their employer. Only 24%. Now, most employers do not understand how to meet the needs of the 4 types of employees. When selecting wellness programs, their simple hope is that it will be something employees will want and will use. And this results in a 24% participation rate. Those 4 types of employees are the can'ts, the shan'ts, the don'ts, and the won'ts. The 24% are can'ts that cannot wait to get started. They're going to sign up. The employer doesn't need to worry about them. Roughly 5% are shan'ts. They don't believe they can participate for some perceived reason. 10% are won'ts. They're not going to participate. We don't have to worry about them. But the don'ts are 61% of the employees. That's the bulk. That's the group that we are targeting. Those are the people who don't like what the employer is offering, or they say they don't have the time or the money, or they don't do anything for themselves, or they don't know where to get started. So this is a market, hopefully you can see, that you should be in. If you're a health and wellness professional and you want to hit the majority of people out there that they are employees of companies, then how do you break into the market? Well, you need to deliver options that appeal to at least 3 of the 4 types of employees. Most of you can't do this on your own. Either you have your own lane and you stay in it, or rarely what you offer is a one-size-fit-all program. But a network of vetted experts representing many modalities can break into the market if you structure it as an employee benefit plan. So what is an employee benefit plan? An employee benefit plan, typically the employer contributes all or part of the cost of it. Employees go through an enrollment process where they complete an application or they sign a waiver to opt out, and is on the same renewal schedule and in alignment with the other employee benefit plans like the medical and dental insurance to ensure that annual presentations can be made to employees. We have a solution. It's a new employee benefit plan. Now, we've had employee benefit plans in the past that we have tried, and Edison had 9,999 ways not to make a light bulb. Well, hopefully we're not going to have to go through that many to figure out exactly what it is that the employers and the employees will respond to. But we've created an employee benefit plan that transforms workplace wellness, and I want to introduce you to it right now. There are 3 parts to our plan based on the stages one goes through for change, and will hopefully motivate the employees to participate in the corporate wellness initiatives by meeting their own personal needs. And those 3 stages of change are: first, you have to learn and get educated and discover and explore the different paths to healthy living. The next stage is that you need to plan it and have someone that you're working with to help guide you and set goals and assess where you are currently so that you can have a plan for the future. And the last component of change is then you actually have to do it, which means you actually have to meet with the health and wellness professionals to help you get your goals met. Let's explore each one of these. In the Learn It component, we're providing the systems for education, promotion of your worksite wellness classes. We've created an e-learning course platform that is free for our providers in our network for the programs that you create. And we have established a do-it-yourself library of dozens, actually it's hundreds, but it's dozens and dozens and dozens of videos featuring you, the health and wellness experts of the world. And these are interviews and educational speaking opportunities that we have created in the past. In the Planet module, we have created, with our network providers' input, a comprehensive assessment. This covers all 8 dimensions of well-being, asking them questions as to where they see themselves. And on our employee benefit plan, enrolled employees in this component, the module, can take the assessment and meet one-on-one for 60 to 90 minutes with a certified wellness pathfinder from our network, and do so on a quarterly basis. In the Do It component of our plan, this is the simplest part of what we offer. And this is what's new with this plan that we have not had in the past. And that enrolled employees in the total Learn It, Planet, Do It, or just the Do It module, will actually have a debit card, a wellness spending account that is funded in part by employers to pay directly for your services. You may be familiar with these, like with a health savings account, HSA, or a flexible spending account, an FSA. It'll work very much the same way, except the card can only be used at the providers that are in the You Define Wellness network. In this Learn It, Planet, Do It module, perhaps you've noticed that I've indicated that sometimes it's just the Do It component or the Planet component or just the Learn It component. An employer can choose the entire comprehensive plan, or they can purchase modules a la carte. Now, this concept is unique. Nobody else is doing it. And with uniqueness comes strengths, opportunities, threats, and weaknesses. And I want to go over those with you now. Strengths. First of all, this is a one-of-a-kind plan design. No one else is doing it. That's a huge strength. Second, we are using independent vetted practitioners. And what that means is that we know your background. And that is not the case with a lot of provider directories out there or other plans. We're offering comprehensive options and a broad personal definition of well-being. We have over 130 modalities in our network, so it is one of the broadest definitions of well-being. Opportunities. We have the ability to work with any size employer from 3 to 10,000 or more employees. We have an easy to understand plan design with just the 3 components, and it's affordable and customizable for the employer. Now let's talk about the weaknesses. Our network size is our first weakness. We have about 300 providers in our network right now. We lost approximately 10% of our network during the pandemic, and we need to grow it by at least 500% this coming year. Another weakness is that we're not aligned with any major insurance carrier or insurance agents at this time that can promote our plan for us or have it packaged with something else they're offering. Now, some of you might see this as a strength, but it really is a weakness because these are the entities that are already in the market of providing employee benefits, and we should be aligned with some. Another weakness is that we don't have deep dollars for marketing like some of these other companies do. We are a grassroots word of mouth with referral marketing exclusively. Some of our threats are there are competitors who are starting to emerge in the marketplace. They're seeing what it is that we're doing. They're having an awakening, and they're starting to create programs that are very similar to ours. Another threat is there are big players already in the wellness market with a one-size-fits-all philosophy. The other thing is we have insurance and medical industry saboteurs out there. The people who are in the business of marketing for sickness are not necessarily happy that there's a program out there marketing wellness. Let's talk about a few frequently asked questions. So you may be saying, wow, this sounds very much like what Udefine Wellness has presented in the past. What's different this time around? And I'm going to tell you that it's a valid question. But you know what? Our core concept of education and access to services has not changed since we launched in 2016. What has changed is we've simplified the plan design, breaking it into 3 easy to understand modules. And learning from the past, we integrated in processes to identify and target personal needs, provide guidance, which is huge and was the downfall in the past, and better access to funds for personal services with our network providers. Now, your role as a Udefine Wellness Network provider for this plan, well, you're the expert people need on their healthy living plan. We're looking to you to share your knowledge and expertise through education programs that we have created or that you have created and that we're promoting on our platform, Worksite Wellness classes and the e-learning courses. We need you to say yes to speaking events that we create. We have weekly opportunities that we are unrolling for 2022, and your participation in it increases your visibility and helps strengthen the message that we're putting out in the community. And obviously, we need you in our provider directory to offer your personal services and share what it is that you have to offer. And your role comes with rewards. So let's talk about the financial aspect of this for you. Let's start first in the Learn It component, those Worksite Wellness education classes. Those will provide monthly revenue for our providers. And I'm not even talking about the e-learning courses at this point in time. We're not going to dive into that here today, but just know that you can create courses and charge a fee for them, and you're getting 80% of whatever that fee is. But let's talk about the Worksite Wellness education classes. So every single employer who signs up on our plan will get a monthly wellness education class taught by one of you. And you will earn up to $250 per 1 hour lunch and learn. Now, you could earn more than that. But for most classes, it's going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of about $250. It just depends on how many employees they have. We actually go up to $750 or more based on the size of the group. Now, if we have 75 employers signed up within this Learn It component of our plan, that's 900 education opportunities per year for our network providers. And at $250 per 1 hour class, that's $18,750 that will be available for those providers who are holding those monthly workplace wellness education classes. Let's now go to the Planet component. This is about the wellness pathfinders in our network. And so I think it's important for us to revisit what that program is all about. So wellness pathfinders are providers in our network who desire to help individuals find where to start or how to take the next step in their healthy living journey. They will meet for 60 to 90 minutes every quarter with individuals who have completed our individual assessment, covering those questions in the 8 dimensions of well-being. And they will earn $120 per session that they hold. You have to be credentialed because credentialing requires an understanding of how you define wellness works, the many modalities in our network, and how to provide referrals to our network providers. So many of you are, you're experts in your lane, but you don't understand necessarily how other modalities can help an individual. We do have a fee for taking the 5-hour credentialing program. It is $299. And if you are a Premier Plus member in our network, you can become credentialed for half price. Now, we currently have approximately 12 Pathfinders. We're not going to rush to have credentialing classes until we can foresee an imminent need. Now, I'm going to talk about in a minute the forecasting the need for providers, but let's talk first about the revenue that we're looking at. So if you're earning $120 per employee per quarter for every person you're seeing as a wellness pathfinder, and each employer has 20 enrolled employees, and we have 75 employers who signed up for this plan, this is a projection, that's 1,500 quarterly clients for our wellness pathfinders who collectively will earn $180,000 per quarter. Now, I mentioned forecasting the need for more pathfinders. So those who are currently pathfinders, many of them have said, you know what, I can only handle about 1 client a month. Okay, that's 60 sessions every year with individuals, and they'll earn about $7,200 in annual revenue just for meeting with someone for an hour once a quarter, an hour to an hour and a half. If we have 75 employers, which is our projection, and they each have an average of 20 employees, that's 6,000 sessions per year or 1,500 per quarter. Calculating that out, it means we're going to be needing to grow to at least 100 certified wellness pathfinders in our network. So we will be holding more certification classes as we start adding employers. And I will tell you this number fluctuates because we have some people in our network that this is all they want to do. They want to shift to being a full-time pathfinder, which would, of course, reduce the number that we need. Now let's go to the Do It component, and that's the actual services. And let's assume that each enrolled employee has $100 per month going into their wellness spending account. If we have 75 employers, that's $150,000 per month available to pay for your products and services. $150,000 per month. So let's annualize this. In that Learn It component with a wellness education, $18,750 per month, that's $225,000 per year. For the Planet component with the wellness pathfinders, that comes out to $720,000 per year. And in the Do It, the spending account, that's $1.8 million per year for a whopping total of $2,745,000 per year being paid to Udefine Wellness network providers for offering their products and services, knowledge, and expertise on our Learn It, Plan It, Do It wellness plan. Let's have a really big vision. Now, I owned an insurance agency about 20 years ago, 25 years ago. And when I owned an agency, I had 350 employer clients. And this is not unusual. Most insurance agents out there who are working in the business market for employee benefits, they also have about 350 employer clients. So let's assume that. What would our projections look like with 350 employers instead of only 75? That brings our total annual income payable to Udefine Wellness Network providers to $12,810,000. The moral to this story is, if we're looking at it, we need a lot of those influencers, those businesses with the same client profile like ours, like insurance agents and payroll companies who have 350 business clients, to be aligned with us. They are very important to our growth, and we'll talk about them more in just a few moments. You know, becoming the go-to workplace wellness company is going to require a few things. So let's look first at our goals. Our goals that we are setting, we only have 2 goals set, just 2. One is to increase our worldwide provider network by 500%. That's roughly 1,200 new providers this year. We want to contract with approximately 75 employers who have an average of 20 employees each, or a combined total of 1,500 employees. That's it. 2 things. We need to increase our network. We need to increase our employers. In order for us to hit our goals and deliver a program that will give you greater business visibility, will give you speaking opportunities, and will give you clients with a funded card to pay for your services, we could use a little help. Now, I want to talk about this component. I don't know if everyone understands this. Udefine Wellness is self-funded, and we do not take money from companies that are in the business of illness, advertise weight loss programs on TV, build apps to bypass working one-on-one with an expert, or are franchises who compete directly with what you offer, like healthcare franchises of gyms, massage, chiropractic. We don't do apps. We don't work with insurance companies, and we won't include them in our network. So we're committed to working with the independent healers, and we depend on referrals and word of mouth to grow. So you can help by talking about us out there. And there's a couple of key areas that you can help get us leads to and help provide referrals to fill our sales funnel through events, referrals, the clients, the networking. We need specifically introductions to business owners, influencers, and providers, other providers, to hit those goals. And let's go into this a little bit more in depth. Now, for business owners, we're looking for businesses with 3 to more than 10,000 employees. And you might be asking the question, wouldn't it be smarter to focus on getting one large employer with 10,000 employees instead of a bunch of small employers? Well, logically, it makes sense, except when I was started in sales many years ago, I had a sales manager who said to me, don't go after the big companies. That's elephant hunting. You can starve before you land one. They take a very long time to become clients. I have one that is a very large employer. Everyone would know the name of it. And I will tell you that I've been working with them off and on now for 6 years, trying to bring them on board. They could take a long time if they ever come on board with us. Also, clients come and go. You know that. You're in business for yourself. And if we have focused our business on a very large employer and they decide to leave us, it's going to create serious financial impacts requiring us to lay off staff. And there are just a whole host of problems that come with it. So we want to have diversity in our client mix and having a lot of smaller employers. So if one inevitably leaves, it does not create that negative financial impact. We're also you're giving you a conversation starter. So if you don't know how to approach someone, let's talk about a conversation with an existing client. Here's how it could go. And you can do this as an email. It could be in a newsletter. It could also be an actual conversation when they're in your office or working with you on Zoom. And just say something like, I really enjoy working with you, and I know you value our time together. Did you know that my services are part of the employee benefit plan for healthy living created by Udefine Wellness? Wouldn't it be great to have me included in the employee benefits plan offered by your employer? Would you be open to introducing my friends at Udefine Wellness to the person at your company that makes benefit decisions? That's pretty simple, right? Now, influencers. Influencers are insurance agents, PEOs, and payroll companies. It is so important for us to work with these organizations because they are in the business of recommending and advising small business owners about employee benefit programs. They have a great amount of influence, not only in agreeing to put a plan in place, but to sabotage the decision as well. There have been numerous times where I've worked directly with an employer only to have them mention it to their insurance agent who said, "Oh, I didn't know you were interested in that. Let me scour the market for you and find the best plan." And what they do is they come in with the cheapest option possible. So we need them as our partners as influencers. It is so much easier to make one big sell to an influencer who has the potential of introducing us to many smaller and easier sales, and our business can grow much faster. Again, I have some words that you can use. So I invite you to contact your insurance agent and say, I value the help you've given to me in the selection of insurance products to cover my business. And I'd like the chance to introduce you to a new employee benefit program for healthy living I'm part of that can help you better serve your business clients. Can I set up an exploratory meeting with Udefine Wellness to introduce you to them and see if what they offer is a fit for your clients? The third group are the healers. You're connected with so many people who are independent healers out there. I know you are. And we've indicated why we need more, but let me go over it again. A few hundred is not enough. And it's easy to think that when we're small, we're starting to grow, and especially if you haven't even seen a Udefine Wellness client yet. However, we cannot grow and attract influencers or larger employers without having a substantial network. Because the first question both groups have been trained to ask is, what's the size of your network? Having a substantial network also spreads the opportunities amongst many people. So some don't feel the burden of feeling, well, if nobody else is going to do it, I guess I have to do it. Conversation starter. Well, here's some words. It's lengthy. It's probably not my favorite, but I'm giving them to you. It's just simply to say, hey, have you heard about Udefine Wellness? It's a network of healers like us, and they're bringing together alternative, holistic, new age, and traditional well-being options to the workplace. Easy for me to say. They offer wellness education classes, and they even have an employer subsidized debit card for employees to pay for our services. But more than that, they go above and beyond in building community for us and creating opportunities for our business exposure that would normally cost a fortune. Can I introduce them to you to have a no sales zone conversation and learn more? We too have an aggressive marketing plan we'll be working. We are not relying simply on your referrals. We have a lot planned for 2022. And a lot of it's stuff that we're just continuing to do, like weekly events. Every Wednesday, we'll host a Facebook Live focusing on workplace wellness topics, and they will feature our network providers. Now, what we know is our target audience probably isn't sitting on Facebook waiting for a live to come along. So following each weekly live event, we'll be sending out the recording to our database and additional information about that topic, including highlighting providers in our network to those wellness program decision makers. We have monthly events every month that are really popular in the human resources community, and we'll be adding more shows, and these are hosted by our network providers. We have a daily social media campaign that we're working on launching, and it's designed to build awareness of our product and company. We will be working on our network. And our network, I'm not talking about the provider network, I'm talking about our prospect network. And when we have built a sizable database of corporate decision makers and influencers, and we'll be working on setting up appointments with the right people. We're also going to spend some money. We've identified a number of A-list influencers, and we will be having a targeted marketing campaign to them, including gifts to entice them to come and learn more about us. Plus, we have our semi-annual summit, and the first one will be in mid-February 2022. It's 3 days long with only 2 to 3 hours per day. And then the first day, we're focusing on you, the health and wellness professionals. On day 2, it's for the influencers and the corporate decision makers. And on day 3, we'll have a wellness fair. And all of this will be centered around this new philosophy of learn it, plan it, and do it. Do you want to learn more? Freeze this frame or take a screenshot of it and reach out to us. Either call us, get on our calendar to talk, shoot me an email, and always go take a look at our website and see what more we have available for you. I hope this business plan has illustrated how you are an integral part of what we are building at Udefine Wellness, that it is unique and nobody else is offering to you the opportunities that we have created. And we invite you, if you are a current Udefine Wellness Network provider, get engaged with us. Get your store in optimal shape. Take a look at the opportunities that we have created and raise your hand and say yes for those things that you want to participate in. If you are not in the Udefine Wellness Network, we invite you to come and learn more about us. This has actually been a brief overview to give you an idea of what our business goals are for 2022, and we would like to include you in them. With that being said, have a happy and merry new year, and we look forward to working with you in 2022.